Hello everyone, how are you going? And welcome back to There Was an Attempt, the place for all things that just don't exactly go to plan. So let's see what it's got. So then starting right off with to scare her sister. Scaring my little sister with a life-size cutout of Michael Scott. What is, oh my goodness, I can only imagine that as a dad in the background. That would be so weird. What's it gonna be? Oh no! Oh, she's just completely unfazed. I mean, maybe it's just because she's just woken up. I mean, that's what I'm going to assume. She certainly doesn't look as though she's ready to walk out the door just by the kind of bleary eyes and whatnot. But perhaps that has something to do with it. You know, you're just not really going, I don't know what this thing is. Just get it out of my way. I'm going to get it water or whatever it may be. You know, you're just going, I don't know. I don't care about whatever you're trying to do to me. I'm not in the mood. And so that might be the case. Or maybe they just do not care at all. You're going, okay, I don't even know what this is on about. I don't know what my sister, my father, my mother, my brother, whatever they're doing, I'm just not about it at all. And really, I just move this thing out of the way. Honestly, I feel as though if I saw that, I'd just be going, who put this random thing here? It doesn't scare me at all. If it was meant to be some kind of a random clown, or I don't even know, then perhaps then it might actually scare you. But when you just got a life-size cutout of a person that you've only really seen on TV, I don't really know how scary it's going to be when their character isn't exactly the most scary person in the world. Especially because of the fact that it's outside of her door, and so really she has that kind of time or reaction time, processing time to go, okay, I'm not in danger, I'm not anything like that, I just don't really know what it is and I don't care about it. Whereas I feel as though if you actually just somehow managed to put her at the end of her bed and she woke up in the middle of the night, that would certainly be a little bit more freaky than just kind of walking out and seeing a cardboard figure. I don't know, you know, you got to kind of play it right. If you're actually trying to scare someone, and it's all in good faith of course, but if you're actually trying to scare someone and not cause them harm or anything, I feel as though there were just better ways to go about it than just kind of whacking a random cardboard cutout in the middle of the corridor and waiting for I don't even know how long. But hey, in saying that, if that was the case, then we certainly wouldn't have got this There Was an Attempt. And so look, you got to take the positives and negatives and the failures and just kind of learn from it. You know, you can go, okay, that one didn't work, but how can I improve on it next time? And because I feel as though to end up on There Was an Attempt once is kind of alright, but twice you certainly got to kind of be reconsidering what you're doing there. To make kitten and baby become friends. Oh, what the hell? I certainly didn't expect it to be like the cat bringing the kitten over. I mean, I was kind of confused about the entire situation, but no, just look at the poor little cat just going, oh, I just don't want anything to do with that thing. That thing just cries and screams and carries on all day, and that's just not really my vibe, you know. I kind of just want to be chilling with you if you don't mind. I mean, like I said, I was certainly taken aback by the fact that it was the cat bringing it over. I expected it to be the person or the owner of the cat to kind of be going, okay, you know, we've got this little cat, we've got this little baby, we kind of need to introduce them, get them to kind of like each other and not be freaked out. And so for it to not be that at all, and I mean, I guess in a way it's kind of that in terms of, I can only imagine that's the mother of the cat, but you know, it's not the human mother of the baby. And so the entire thing was just so unexpected, as well as just clearly being There Was an Attempt. That cat just jettisons around the other side of her. And also in saying that, I don't know if the baby is asleep or what. I mean, maybe that's why the parent is just able to film this entire situation, but really the baby just seems to have no reaction. I mean, I can only imagine that it wouldn't be the first time that the baby would be seeing any kind of cat form, regardless of the size, you know, big cat, little cat, who cares? It's all a cat in terms of a baby. But either way, the baby just makes zero movement whatsoever, and so maybe that's why the little kid just jettisons out of there, you know. It just went, I don't know what's going on there. It doesn't seem to kind of acknowledge me at all, and so I'm just a little bit freaked out. It's being a little bit territorial, if nothing else. But hey, either way, the entire video is just gold. From the fact that the parent is able to film this entire situation going down, I mean, it does raise the question, has it happened before? And so what's going on here in that regard? How do they know to film it? And then even just to the failed attempt with the cat just trying to stop the kitten from walking away, it's going, hang on a second, no, I brought you over here, you're not disappearing too quickly, just like a mum at a party, you know. It's like, come on, introduce you to my friends, and you go, I don't know these people anymore, just go away, I don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. And so maybe this entire process just needs to be tackled one step at a time, you know, baby steps if you will. To make a sub, what is going to happen? Is this person going to be on something ridiculous? Are they falling asleep in the counter? Oh my goodness, what is going on? Oh my goodness, I think they have fallen asleep. Oh man, it just makes me feel sad because obviously that person just completely overworked. I mean, I can only imagine that it's probably their fault in terms of just booking job to job to job. I mean, not that that's a good thing, they obviously have to do it for a reason, but I can't imagine they've been booked for like, I don't know, a 24-hour subway shift or anything like that. Either way though, the entire thing is just so crazy. The fact that you were mid-shaking and go, oh, I actually don't know what it is, I can't recognize what it is, but the fact that they're in the middle of making it, it's not like they're just kind of waiting, they've nodded off. No, they're in the middle of making the sandwich and they're just nodding off. It's crazy. And then even just kind of fall flat in the face in the food. Honestly, it's even to the point where I'm kind of questioning the video. I mean, it kind of looks real, but just to be falling asleep while you're middle of making something, it just seems insane. You're supposed to be so tired. And also just even the fact that this person is already filming the entire thing, like here's a kind of a setup, I just don't know. I mean, either way, it just seems to be done very well, and they certainly seem to kind of commit to putting the face in the food, but man, it's just like, wow, that person is either tired or good at acting. I mean, if nothing else, it doesn't exactly look as though they've put any of the sauces on yet, and so at least you're not getting that entire kind of mess all over your face, but still the fact that they've just kind of face planted like it's a birthday cake into someone's sub, like, you know, you'd just be going, I don't know what to do with this person, I guess I'm just going to film them and put it on Reddit, because really the entire situation would be so strange to be dealing with. You to go, okay, they've fallen asleep, I'm not going to wake them up, that'd just be rude. So even though something about this video just makes me feel as though it's real, I just so hope that it's fake and the entire thing is set up, because otherwise it's just a sad situation, and really I feel as though if you're falling asleep, it's not that there was an attempt, it's not anything like that, it's just that you were completely overworked. To make Vin Diesel and The Rock look the same size. Oh no, what are we gonna have here? You can almost see it. The Rock is just such a ridiculously sized human. I honestly feel as though it's the same thing as trying to put any regular sized human next to Thor the Mountain, because of the size, even just the width, like, you know, Vin Diesel just isn't a small human, but The Rock is just another level above most people, and so it's just not gonna ever work like that. I mean, I'm not 100% convinced that they did try to make them the same size. There's clearly a bit of a ramp because of the driveway, and obviously that's going to come into effect a little bit. They were obviously trying to make a little bit of a face-off moment at the same time, but in watching it over and over and over again, I just don't really feel as though that was the intent. You know, they're kind of meant to be a similar sized human being and a little bit closer than they probably are in real life, but I don't feel as though they actually tried to make them seem as though they're identical human beings. Because like I said, The Rock is clearly standing further down the driveway, and so that's going to make him look shorter in comparison to Vin Diesel, and then also the cameras are kind of looking down onto The Rock when we're facing him and then up onto Vin, and so it kind of makes their head height seem the same even though they're not. As here we go, I've just looked it up and Vin Diesel is 1.82 and then The Rock is 1.96, and so, you know, like 14 centimeters is not a small amount, but by no means is it some kind of unfathomable bit where you just can't see how they ever would have done it by a camera, especially when we can quite clearly see throughout every single one of these shots The Rock is taller than Vin, and so I mean it just makes sense to me that he's on a driveway, on a steep driveway at that, and the entire thing just makes sense. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of camera trickery, but you know, it's a Fast and Furious movie, you got to give them some kind of leeway. To drink blood. Oh no, poor Mr. Mosquito is going to have a hard time getting through this iron skin of this person. Man, is this Luke Cage or something? Look at him, he's kind of working it out. Yep, just kind of straightening it out, getting it nice and strong. Nope. And then still manages to not be able to do it. Wow. I mean, I can only imagine there would be a scientific reason for this, but either way, it is still just quite a funny thing. The Mosquito is just trying so hard and is going, I have a perfect liquid source right here. Why can't I get into it? And so it does make me wonder just how is this even able to happen, because I can only imagine that the genes of not being able to get through human skin are well long gone in mosquitoes. And so is it just that this person does have some kind of just metallic skin and they aren't able to be pierced on the back of their hand, it looks like? Or is it just some completely different reason, like the mosquito took the red pill and not the blue pill? Either way, it clearly just is struggling to get it up here. But no, I feel as though my favorite part about this video is just the fact that this person has had enough time and kind of noticed that the mosquito is struggling and going, well, you know what, better late than never, you know, I clearly can't get through my skin, and so I might as well have a little bit of fun with it. I mean, to be honest, I've been watching it for so long that I'm starting to feel sorry for the guy. It's like, come on man, just get your stuff together and just take the blood. Just as long as you don't make me itchy, or honestly, I guess at the same time don't have malaria, but if you don't have either of those things, I just couldn't care less about you taking what, like half a milliliter of blood. So to watch this guy just struggle and struggle and struggle, honestly, I feel as though this is like the subplot. It's like the Mosquito movie, not the Bee movie, you know, the Mosquito movie, you know, he's finally had his big break, he's been allowed out of the hive, out into the big world, and he goes, oh, I've stuffed it up. I had one shot to get this blood and I just completely blew it. Like, it sounds like the plot of a movie for mosquitoes, honestly, just this poor guy that just is kind of the outcast, and well, look at him now, he's failing again. I mean, look, I'm sure by the end of the movie he'll be completely fine, he'll somehow be running a blood donation center, you know, it's like Mr. Management of the blood, and now look at him, you know, he doesn't need to be kind of diving into human skin, he just has it on tap. And also, to be fair to him, even though we never see him succeed, at the same time we never see him kind of give up, and so really, who knows, maybe the camera just cut right before he succeeded, and so even though there is a couple of failed attempts in there, maybe he just succeeded right after that, and so really is that there was an attempt if it, you know, you actually get in the end, I don't know, you're kind of just learning from your mistakes. To intimidate the guy. What am I looking at? There's about 6 pixels in this thing. I can only imagine it looks like it's at a skate park or something. He's got a hammer. What the hell is going on here? This little kid is just running around with a hammer. Oh my goodness, what the hell? This is crazy. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to blur that because the last time anything like that happened, it certainly wasn't good for me. But no, what can I say? I certainly feel as though that kid would have learned his lesson. You know, running around with a hammer, insulting and kind of threatening people probably isn't the best idea when you can just be tripped over like that. And so in a very weird way, I almost feel as though this video is the same as the last video, you know, annoying little thing that you could very easily wipe out, and this guy clearly does, but you know, he doesn't really gain anything from it. And also, even though the entire premise of this video is no laughing matter, at the same time, I feel as though this is kind of one of the questions where it's like, oh, how many year sixes, how many year 6-year-olds, how many people of a certain age could you take before you be completely overrun? Because even though this kid's got a hammer, his power levels are quite clearly just not anywhere near the level of this random guy at the skate park. I mean, also, there are quite clearly just a whole bundle of questions that you could be asking about this, like, why did he get the hammer? How did he get the hammer? Where are his parents? Why isn't he kind of being told that that's not the right thing to do before threatening someone, or I don't even know what he was doing, but just kind of holding a hammer up to someone? I mean, like I said, and as you could probably deduce from all the context I've given, I feel as though he learned his lesson very, very quickly, but still, the entire thing's just so strange to be running around a skate park just randomly with a hammer. I don't even understand where this situation even exists in the universe. Even just down to the fact that he has quite clearly run past so many people, and why did he single this guy out? And really, it obviously was a bad choice, but why? And so look, you certainly cannot blame someone that is only, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old for what their actions might be doing. They clearly haven't been kind of taught what's right and wrong if they're running around with a hammer threatening people, but at the same time, I feel as though there's definitely going to be learning at the skate park what not to be actually doing? To blow the candles. The classic kid that just wants to be the center of attention and just doesn't get it. That is great by that dad. I can only imagine in the background just with a plate constantly blocking him, because this is just so annoyingly common. Like the fact that there always got to be that one kid that just has to be kind of just annoying and trying to blow out the candles when it's clearly not their birthday or clearly not their occasion whatsoever, but they know they have to be the center of attention. Like, get out of here. I just want to like... So I just absolutely applaud the guy in the background just using the plate, perfectly timing every single one. You know, the kid would kind of wait a couple of seconds and go in for another one and he'd go like, nah, you are blocked every single time. And really by the end of it, you can just see that that kid is just so upset. I mean, like I said, it's not going to be his fault, so to say, in terms of he should have just been kind of told that that's not what you do. But either way, if you just take it from the perspective of the kid in the green shirt, you just go, yes, he actually got to experience and blow out his candles instead of just having it ruined. I mean, but surely as a kid's parents, you just remove him from being next to the cake. I mean, this probably isn't the first time it's happened, so you know what's going to happen every single time. And so until he just doesn't want to do it anymore, you just go, okay, you're sitting all the way over the other side of the room, away from the cake. You're not getting any of the entire celebrations. You don't even get cake. How about that? And I'm sure their behavior will change pretty darn quickly. Because like I said, I can only imagine that this is happening because they want some sort of attention, you know, even if they do it and they get in trouble, that's some sort of attention. So really, if you just remove all the temptation of that entire thing, you just go, no, I give you no attention, go sit in the corner. I feel as though the entire thing will change. I don't know if that's right, but that's just what I feel. So really, I don't know if it's strangely enough or not, but I feel as though this is probably the most satisfying There Was an Attempt I've ever seen. Just the fact, just knowing the satisfaction that kid didn't get what he wanted, and probably hopefully he's going to get what he deserves eventually, all just because it was too slow and outsmarted by a plate of all things. And so now finally for the top of the month for There Was an Attempt, we have There Was an Attempt to Speak English. Words my Scottish boyfriend cannot say. Alright. He is speaking English though. He just has a very heavy accent. You can't blame the poor guy. I mean, he is quite clearly getting stumped up by burglary, and that is in the English language. But so far, I've only seen just a very thick accent. Yeah, like we got bird, we got school. You can understand him. It isn't as though the guy is missing half the word and you have no idea what he's saying. You can still understand. It's just it seems as though they picked purposely just R words, and he just seems to be struggling with them. Wait, what was that? I want to hear that one again. He said the whole sentence. Oh my goodness. No, okay, I need to pause that one, because that one I feel as though would definitely be a little bit harder to understand if you didn't have the sentence to kind of reference. Man, the burdened purple murderer infers the preferred referral. That is so many R's, and like I said, he clearly is just, well, to outward, he is clearly struggling with the R's. And really, I refuse to believe that anyone would ever be saying that in real life. There is no way, like, there is no, literally as he was about to say, or as he said, you know, there is no way that that sentence would ever occur in any conversation whatsoever, besides if you just perfectly picked rolled R's that he can't do. But like I said at the start here, every single one of these words you can still understand. It's just a very thick accent, and like I said, they've just been so perfectly chosen to be anti his, I don't know what it's called, but like pronunciation, that it just does not work. I mean, like I said, he does obviously get tripped up on burglary, but I feel as though that's a double R, so that's a little bit difficult. And then skipping to the end here, when you have the burdened purple murderer infers the preferred referral, that, like I said, there is no way, I refuse to believe that anyone would ever be saying a sentence like that. And so don't worry, my man, like he says, there is no way, it doesn't work, it doesn't even have any meaning, and there is also no way that anyone would ever say that in real life. I mean, look, it certainly makes for a great video, and so I can understand why it's top of the month, because really, in comparison to a lot of the ones we've had, it certainly makes you laugh. But either way, if it wasn't for just a couple of these words, I feel as though you wouldn't even be able to classify it as There Was an Attempt, because he nailed every single one besides just having a thick accent, especially when put next to an American accent, which I feel as though is probably one of the furthest accents away from, well, I guess Scottish, and so yeah, the entire thing just makes him sound even more exaggerated. And so look, like I said, it's a great video. We're laughing at his expense, but at the same time, I'm sure he'd be completely fine with it. The entire video is obviously set up, so yeah, you gotta give it to him. He's a very class act. He has a very thick accent at the same time, but man, he definitely gave it his best, and that's all that matters, I guess. But anyway, in saying that, or I guess in his case struggling to say that, I reckon I'm gonna call it there. So thank you for watching the top of the month for There Was an Attempt. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Other than that, we check out awesome posts all over Reddit, so make sure you check some of the other videos out now, or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one, and see ya.